Okay, so we're going to attempt Leetcode 224 today, basic calculator. So given a string s, which represents a valid expression, implement a basic calculator to evaluate it and return the result of that expression. So s can contain of digits, plus minus signs, open bracket, close bracket, and spaces. So there are no multiplications or slashes, and it's always valid. You cannot use a plus sign before something as a unary operator, but you can use minus sign to indicate that it's negative, and you cannot have two consecutive operators. So for instance, you cannot have plus plus or minus minus. Okay, and it'll fit in a signed 32-bit integer. Alright. So actually just now I started recording the video, but then I accidentally turned it off. So we're gonna need the sum, which will return at the end. So we can just put that down first. We're gonna need a sign, because the sign will change as we iterate through the s string to try to find the sum value. So we're gonna need to find all the different signs, and more importantly, we're gonna need, not equally importantly, we're gonna need a stack, because we are managing values within parentheses. So let's see how we're gonna try to do that. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna look through it, and we're gonna check if it's not a number. I think that's how you do it. Then we're gonna console log it. So we're gonna see first of all if this is a way that we can check if each value is a number or not, and that's gonna be how. So okay, you can see. Hang on. If is nan console log as I wait. Right. So basically, if it's not a number, maybe n does not equals to this space, then that should work out, and we should be able to detect the numbers. Okay, so 1 1, right? 1 2 3 1, all right. 1 4 5 2 3 6 8, that's exactly what you get, and 2 1 2. All right, so now we can check whether something's a number or not. What we next need to do is to identify if it's a number of multiple characters. For example, 1 2 3, right? How do we convert that to the value 1 2 3, right? If you can't add it together. So what we need to do is basically we need to have a second loop that enables us to check it, but we can also reuse this. Okay, I mean, the simplest way is to let j equals to I, and then while j is and then you just do this, and let num equals to I think we can start with si value. Okay, and then basically while sj is not a number and it's not equal to that, then what we should do is we should multiply times 10 plus sj, right? But first we need to convert this to a number. So string to integer JavaScript pass int, I guess we can just use that, and right. So again, once we're done with that, let's just console.log the numbers, and just console log like this to make sure that we're on the right track, to like the code's behaving the way we want it to. Okay, that's not quite correct. Oh, I see. And you need to increment j, but seems correct just now. Alright, let's take a look. 1 1 1 1. Yeah, that's correct. 2 2 1 1 2 2. Let's view all. I believe that's all. 8 8 6 6 8 8. Okay, but this one should be 1 1 2 3. 2 2 3 3 3 3 1 1. Okay, I think what's interesting is now we need to set I to the new value of j, because as you can see, it could have this problem whereby you add 1 2 3 and you get add 2 3 again to sum, which is not what we want, right? We want I to basically start at the next operator. So what we can do is we can now we can set I equals to j minus 1, and let's see if this works. Okay, 1 2 3 and equals to 1 basically. Now we can take out all the console logs, so now that we're somewhat confident that this is working properly, although we can also leave them in there. Either way, it doesn't really matter. So before we move on to the next step, what needs to happen with this is you need to add it to the sum. So what we need to do is we need to do sum plus equals to number times sign. So still gonna be wrong because or in some cases it might actually be correct. So like in this case, because you get 1 1 and then every time you're adding it, but in this case, right, without the brackets, you know, it doesn't have the minus and minus sign taken into account. So else if si equals to minus sign equals to minus 1, else if si equals to plus sign equals to 1. So let's take a look at that. Oh, okay, so it's all accepted. Amazing. But it will be wrong because we didn't take into account the brackets and the parentheses. So let's implement that, right? So first, let's implement if it's an opening parentheses, right? What should we do? Now you think about it, what we need to do is basically we need to start putting stuff into the stack, right? So that we can retrieve it when you see the close parentheses. But we also need to set the sum to 0 and the sign to 1. Why? Because now the sum and the sign needs to be replaced with the values that you find here, right? In this case, it might be, imagine a negative open bracket, right? So you put the negative into here, you change the sign to minus 1, you open the bracket, and let's just say before the negative you had 100. Okay, let's add a test case. I don't know if you can do that, but right, imagine this test case. Okay, imagine this test case. Video's getting a little long, but imagine this test case minus 100 minus 1 2 3 plus 1, right? So the initial sum value before you hit, when you hit this parentheses, is negative 100, right? But then when we hit the parentheses, we set that the sum to 0 and the sign to 1, but before that the sign was negative 1, right? Because and here it was negative 1, then now its sign equals to 1, and then the stack will have negative 100 and negative 1 as the sign. Okay, because that's how you pushed it in. Then what you do is that you compute this entire value, and then when it hits the end of that, the other curly bracket, then we're gonna pop this, which is the value in front of the bracket, and multiply it to the value of the current sum. That's where this value will be sort of cached. Alright, then you will then add it to add the value that was preceding this parentheses, and that's basically going to be the new sum value. So let's do it. Stack dot push sum, stack dot push sign, and then sum equals to 0 and sign equals to 1. Simple as that. Now si equals to closing parentheses. Now when it hits the closing parentheses, what you want to do is you want to sum equals to stack.pop. So this will be the sign multiplied by sum. Okay, so basically it just flips based on the front operator, and then sum plus equals to stack.pop, right? And let's run it again. Okay, so let's try to let's remove these or comment out these console logs and submit it first. Okay, pretty good. So we got it submitted. It's a little bit slow, but it passes, and well, it might just be the execution engine not taking it into account, and there are not that many JavaScript solutions, to be fair. So yeah, but anyways, that is the so basically not many JavaScript solutions, so the timing and the space complexity may be suffering from some bias, but anyways, that is the solution. So I hope you learned something. Hope you had a decent time. See you in the next video. Bye bye.